When Renius and I worked at Londolozi Game Reserve in the mid-1990s, the leopard viewing was exceptional. We watched them drag kills up trees, and mothers tenderly nursing their young. On one occasion, we even walked with a wild leopard as she hunted, with no sign of aggression. Leopards symbolize intelligence and independence. There's an intangible sense of power about them. Their mysterious nature is tempting, and we found ourselves wanting to be closer. I had a reoccurring dream that I had made friends with a leopard, which I loved. It's the reason why people fly halfway around the world to see one. But the sightings weren't always like that. Dave Varty tells me that they were lucky to get even a glimpse of a leopard at Londolozi in the early 1970s. Monkeys alarming in a woodland, or the remains of an impala carcass hanging in a tree, was the only confirmation that they were there. Today, the Sabi Sands Game Reserve is synonymous with leopard sightings, a success story that has its origins largely at Londolozi. But how did this happen? Well, enticing signs of leopards prompted the Londolozi guides to go in search of the secret cat, and they had an advantage: their expert wildlife trackers. The initial tracking team consisted of Elmon Mhlongo, Phineas Mhlongo, and Kimbian Mnisi. A couple years later, Richard Sewela arrived, and in the early 1980s, Renius Mhlongo. They were the most successful leopard trackers of their time, the ones who tracked them until they found them. Richard Sewela spent an unbroken 42 years tracking leopards at Londolozi. His success rate was about 70% at the height of his career, an outstanding achievement if one considers the average of 22% for tracking and finding a leopard. Richard has successfully tracked more leopards than anyone else in Africa. These men crafted a relationship with one of the world's most elusive predators. It is a remarkable story. They were mavericks, achieving what no one else had ever done before. They developed trust with wild leopards so that ordinary people could view them, allowing us to share in their mystical lives for the very first time. Leopards leave subtle signs difficult to see. Their mercurial ways provide the ultimate challenge for the master tracker. The team was successful because of their refined tracking skills, intimate knowledge, and sheer tenacity. Respect for the animal was their main tenet. It's what made it all possible. Over 50 years, an extraordinary connection has emerged between the humans and leopards at Londolozi. A relationship bound in reverence, a partnership that allows for a vast sanctuary of wilderness to thrive, and which has inspired so much more. It's an example, too, of ancient tracking skills becoming relevant in modern conservation efforts. To us, the trackers are the heroes. They are legitimate co-creators of an entire industry. One wonders what other opportunities exist if we intentionally develop meaningful relationships with our animal kin. If we can do it with leopards, then surely it's possible with all nature.